Hi everyone, welcome to the description for Ancient Philosophy, Philosophy 231, which is a humanities gen ed elective. One of the things that we heard from our honor students is that for people in their second year, they kind of felt like, there weren't as many options because a lot of what we offer in the fall is English 101, English 102, Speech 101, FYS, things like that. So we wanted to put some more options in for this fall, and this is one of them. So my name is Professor Garcia. I am one of two honors coordinators for the honors program, and so hopefully I'll be getting to know a lot of you, whether you take the class or not. But I just want to talk to you for a minute about this particular class. I'm very excited to offer it. Offered it several years ago, but it's been a while. First thing I want to make sure everyone understands is about the format itself. So, as you know, as we're all sort of slowly moving back to campus, formats are going to be a little bit wonky in terms of different ways that you can be learning at Harper in the fall. One way is asynchronous, no virtual meeting times, kind of working more on your own. The other way is synchronous, so you're meeting with your fellow students and teacher online. This class is going to be what's called in-person blended, which means we will meet on Harper's campus. It is only an 8-week long course, and it's the second 8 weeks. So be aware of that. Also, be aware and be thinking about your own comfort level in terms of being on campus. We heard from a lot of students that they're excited to be back taking classes in person, but be aware, about your safety, thinking about if you feel comfortable and safe. I'll be vaccinated. Hopefully you all will be too. It won't be required though. We'll be spaced out. We'll have masks, but at least they'll be able to interact in person. It's important that you also realize that because it's an in-person blended and only 8 weeks long, it's not that we're meeting for twice as long, so you'll still be doing a lot of your work online. So it's a little more intense. It's a little more like a summer class. Strongly recommend that one way to handle working classes like this into your schedule is that maybe you take one class in the first 8 week and another class in the second 8 week, and that way you're not having this like massive addition of work show up halfway through the semester. So something to think about, and if you have questions about it, not only can you ask me during the summer, but even at the beginning of fall if you're interested. So now in terms of what we'll be doing in the class itself. So it's ancient and medieval philosophy. I'm going to focus more on ancient philosophy. And, here's some of the big hitters we'll be thinking about: Plato, Aristotle, Buddha, Confucius. So typically this course is Western philosophy, but trying to work in some non-Western thinkers. You probably haven't heard of people necessarily like Epictetus, Epicurus, Boethius. But what all these people have in common is that I think not only do they sort of, live and work in interesting times, it's not a history class, it's a history of philosophy. So we'll talk about, the historical period that these people are set in. But way more important to me, and hopefully you'll like this, is we're really going to work on seeing how their ideas are relevant to today. So we'll be reading some things from them, but always asking, how can we think about the ways that these ideas are relevant? So here's a couple of examples. We're going to sort of look at this course in terms of some basic questions. One is, how can we apply the Socratic imperative to today? So what I mean by that is, Socrates' big famous thing is, I know only that I do not know. And if you think about all the ways in our society that being super confident that we're right is a problem, we're going to talk through that, right? And think about how Socrates can relate to that problem today. Aristotle has a way of understanding happiness very different than our idea today. Maybe he can teach us something important about that. Epictetus and Epicurus, get us thinking about issues like death and suffering. And it's not bleak, but have really interesting things to say about how we can think about some of these. And also, Epicurus has some interesting thoughts about like which of life's pleasures are most important to us. So we'll be looking at the way that ancient ideas can impact our lives and transform society. So hope you guys will be into it. Really looking forward to having you in the class, and hopefully I'll see you at Harper and online in the fall.